It is exactly 4 o'clock in the morning when this message finds you, and I need you to feel this before continuing. With a calm chest, with slow breathing, you did not arrive here by chance. Archangel Michael is pleading at this very instant that you do not hang up the phone, because what is about to descend upon your life this morning depends entirely on what you will comprehend in the next few minutes. You spent entire years asking. You implored, fasted, cried silently into your pillow. You lit candles, repeated prayers, wrote requests on small pieces of paper kept under the mattress, waiting. And nothing happened. The bills continued to arrive, month after month. Love remained distant. Healing continued to be postponed. The rebellious son did not return. The cold marriage did not ignite. And you asked yourself in the depths of your soul, at some sacred moment of your darkest night, why has God forgotten me? I will tell you now, with the authority of one who has studied these mysteries for more than 30 years, the truth that will set you free from this morning forward. God never forgot you, but you forgot the primary secret. You do not attract that which you ask for with your mouth. You attract that which you feel in the deepest part of your chest is already yours. You do not receive through supplication. You receive through the state of consciousness in which you dwell. This is called the law of assumption, and it is the key that moves the entire universe. Without exception, without privilege, without special favor for anyone. It is not magic. It is not fantasy. It is not cheap, positive thinking. It is the oldest spiritual engineering that exists, taught by Neville Goddard, whispered by Joseph Murphy, proven today by the quantum physics of consciousness. And that is why Archangel Michael is here now, asking you to stay. Because the hour has come. The hour for you to stop asking and start occupying. Occupying what? Occupying the state of the wish fulfilled. To feel now with the vividness of the 5 senses that what you want has already happened. That the bill has already been paid. That love has already returned to your bed. That the son has already reconciled. That the house is already yours, with the keys in your hands. And here is the silent error that has nullified your manifestation for entire years, the error that no one told you. You pray for one thing and feel another. You say you have faith, but your inner talking, that silent conversation that happens inside your head 24 hours a day, is repeating the opposite. It is saying that it is not possible, that it is difficult for you, that perhaps it will not come at all. And the universe, which is a perfect and impartial mirror, delivers to you exactly what you feel you are, not what you say you want. And here, precisely at this point of your journey, I need to pause, because something very serious is happening inside you now. You feel it, do you not? This tightness in the chest that is not pain, it is recognition. This subtle tingling in the hands, this inexplicable sensation that every word is being spoken to you and only to you, as if I have known you for lifetimes. This is no ordinary emotion. This is your spirit recognizing at last that the call has arrived at the right door, at the right time. Many people pass through here this morning, but few understand. Few perceive that they are being chosen for something greater than themselves. To become the spiritual lighthouse of their own home. To pull the mother, the son, the spouse, the brother from darkness into light. And that is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you. It is titled, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment. The link is right there at the first address in the description and pinned at the top of the comments. People who read this book wrote to me weeping in messages that I keep to this day, saying that they finally understood why their prayers seemed not to pierce the ceiling. They understood why they suffered so many years without apparent reason, and they learned to reverse all of it, even in the first week of application. But I must tell you honestly, this content may go offline at any moment. When heaven opens a door, it does not leave it open forever. There are spiritual windows, there are sacred hours, and you are inside one now. If you felt the call, if your chest is burning at this instant, take the book and comment Amen below to seal your acceptance of this new reality that begins this morning. Returning to the point where we were discovering, and now I will deliver something to you that will shock you, because it is pure science mixed with ancient mystery. The most advanced science of our time has already confirmed what the mystics knew for millennia. Your heart, This muscle that beats inside your chest now while you listen to me is not merely a blood pump. It generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than the field generated by your own brain. And this field, this invisible halo that expands for meters around your body, is exactly what the ancients called the aura. It is your name signed in the air, and it is this field that goes to the universe and draws upon the invisible fabric of reality, that which you feel. Pay attention now, that which you feel, not that which you think. Thinking is brain, it is reasoning, it is strategy. Feeling is heart, it is vibration, it is decree, and the law of assumption operates through the heart. That is why Neville Goddard, this master of mysteries, repeated tirelessly until the end of his life. Feeling is the secret. It is not the prayer prayed with a dry mouth. It is the prayer felt in the burning chest. It is you closing your eyes tonight and feeling with every fiber of your being that you already are that which you asked for. You are already loved. You are already prosperous. You are already healed. This is the silent decree of the I Am. And the I Am is the name of God. Do you remember the Bible? When Moses asked the Lord what his name was, the answer came directly, I am that I am. That is to say, the name of God is your own capacity to affirm to yourself the existence of something. Every time you say, I am poor, I am sick, I am abandoned, I am a failure, you are using the sacred name of God against yourself. You are crucifying your own salvation with your own tongue. And precisely regarding these signs that the universe is sending you now, I need to alert you once more. You are feeling it, are you not? You are perceiving that every phrase seems designed for your story. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment. The link is pinned in the description and at the top of the comments. Do not postpone this response. When heaven calls, the soul responds now, not tomorrow. And here enters the fourth dimension. This concept frightened the physicists of the 20th century, but Neville was already teaching it 50 years prior. There exists a dimension in which time is not linear. It does not run like a river. In that dimension, your future already exists. The version of you that has already received the miracle is already living, at this exact moment, parallel to you. And your task is not to create this version from nothing. Your task is to connect with it. It is to vibrate as it does. It is to feel as it feels. And when you do this, time folds. Events reorganize themselves. And a miraculous thing begins to happen in the physical world, something that Neville called the Bridge of Incidents. The Bridge of Incidents is the name he gave to that apparently random sequence of events that the universe orchestrates to lead you from the current state to the state of the wish fulfilled. You occupy the feeling, you sleep in that feeling, and the universe begins to move pieces on the board of the material world. Suddenly, a person you have not seen in 10 years calls you. A door that was closed for a long time opens by itself. A name reaches your ears without you searching for it. A number appears in front of you. An email drops into your inbox. And you stand there, motionless, without understanding the reason, because you forgot that it was you yourself who called all of this through feeling. But there is one thing that few people comprehend, and this is the greatest trap of the spiritual path here in Brazil. When the bridge begins to form, it almost always seems the opposite of what you want. You want money, but the bill arrives even higher in the first month. You want love, but loneliness tightens with more force than before. You want healing, but the symptom reappears. And then, at this exact critical moment, the majority gives up. The majority says, "It is not working. I knew it. It will not work out. I am not worthy of so much good." And the universe, hearing this inner talking, simply undoes the bridge. The incidents stop. The magic dissolves in the air, and you return to the state of scarcity from where you had begun. That is why persistence is the most sacred virtue of all. To persist is not to be stubborn. To persist is to refuse to abandon the state of consciousness of the wish fulfilled, even when the physical world still screams the contrary. It is to continue sleeping in the feeling of gratitude, even when the bill arrived at lunchtime. It is to continue feeling loved, even when the telephone is silent all day long. It is to continue feeling healed, even when the body hurts. Because listen well now, the physical world is merely the echo of what you felt in the fourth dimension 3, 7, or 30 days ago. What you see today in your life is the harvest of what you felt in the recent past. And what you feel today is the seed of what you will harvest in a few days. And here, at this point of the revelation of this morning, something important must be said. If you reached this moment of the message, it is because your name was already written before this morning began. This does not happen to just anyone. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment. It is there, in the first link of the description, and pinned at the top of the comments. Take it now, because the door that opened for you this morning does not remain open indefinitely. The call has an hour. The response does as well. Now let us go to the most practical point, because I know you need this. You are tired of theory, tired of beautiful words. You want to know how to apply this in your life now, still this morning, before the sun rises. So pay total attention. The most sacred moment of your daily existence is the instant that precedes sleep. Those 5-10 minutes before you turn off the light. In those minutes, your subconscious mind opens the gates. It becomes receptive like the soil after a fine rain, and any seed you throw there, any feeling, any mental scene, any inner talking will germinate. And what do the majority of Brazilians do in this sacred moment? They scroll through their cell phones endlessly. They look at their bank balance. They mentally argue with the boss who offended them. They review the bills that will fall due in the week. They imagine the worst scenario with the rebellious son, with the cold marriage, with the medical exam that is yet to arrive. And then they sleep. They sleep programming the subconscious for defeat. They sleep signing, with their own spiritual blood, the contract of scarcity for the following day. Now imagine if you inverted this. Imagine if, in the 5 minutes before sleeping, you closed your eyes and mentally constructed a short scene of a few seconds that represented your wish already fulfilled. Not you asking God for money. You hugging someone in gratitude because the money arrived. Not you imploring for love, you feeling loved in the embrace, in the scent, in the shared smile. Not you supplicating for the healing of your son, you feeling the deep relief in your chest, seeing him healthy, hearing his laughter fill the house again. And you sleep inside that scene, sleep inside it, like one who enters a silent room and closes the door behind them. This is nocturnal reprogramming. This is what Joseph Murphy taught to millions of people throughout the entire world. And this is what very few Brazilians truly apply, because television, the news, gossip, anxiety hijack this sacred portal every night. But today, this morning, with Archangel Michael witnessing from the other side of the veil, you are going to change this. Because your state of consciousness needs to be occupied. And to occupy means to dwell. It means to make it your internal home, not to visit once in a while, to dwell forever. Now I will teach you a technique that changed my life and the lives of hundreds of people who have followed this work for years. There exists a method called SATS, which Neville Goddard taught in his final years of life, and which few comprehend because it seems too simple. SAT stands for the state akin to sleep. It is that instant when you are lying down with eyes closed and the body is heavy, but the mind is still awake. It is that magical threshold where the gates between the conscious and the subconscious dissolve completely, and it is in this instant, and only in this instant, that you need to enter with the scene of the wish fulfilled. How do you enter? First, you relax the body. Start with the feet, move up the legs, release the hips, release the belly, release the chest, release the shoulders, release the neck, release the jaw, release the forehead. Then the body is practically sleeping, but the mind remains lucid like a candle lit in the dark. And then you construct a scene of 5 to 10 seconds, short, vivid, sensory. You need to smell the scent, hear the sound, see the colors, touch the textures. A scene that proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that the wish has already been fulfilled in reality. For example, you have been struggling with debts for years. The bills accumulate in the kitchen. The credit card is maxed out. Your name is blacklisted. And you feel suffocated, cornered against the wall. The scene you will construct is not you becoming rich out of nowhere. It is not the universe delivering a suitcase of money to you. It is not a childish fantasy. The scene is simple and believable. You are opening the bank application on your cell phone, and on the screen appears your clean name, without restrictions. The positive balance appears, and you feel the relief descend through your body. You feel the laughter budding without you deciding. You feel the urge to call your mother and say, "Mother, it worked. Everything is fine now. You can sleep peacefully." You feel this in the chest, in the belly, in the face, and you sleep inside that feeling. If you do this for 7 consecutive nights without interruption, without doubt in the middle of the way, the bridge of incidents will begin to form. A person will call you with a job proposal. A debt will be renegotiated with an absurd discount out of the ordinary. An acquaintance will recommend you for a vacancy you did not even know existed. Something will move, and you need to be attentive, because the majority does not perceive the signs. The majority ignores the bridge and continues complaining about the shore where they have always been. The same technique applies to love. You are there, tonight, feeling the silence of the room, feeling the cold bed beside you, feeling the lack of someone to talk to before sleeping, to give a kiss on the forehead, and you pray asking for a companion. But the scene you need to construct is not you imploring God for someone. The scene is simple. You are lying down, and there is a hand holding your hand. You feel the heat of the skin. You feel the calm breathing at your side. You hear an "I love you" whispered in the dark, and you sleep in that feeling, as if it had already happened, as if the person were already there. And there they are, in the 4th dimension. All that is missing is the bridge of incidents to lead you to the physical encounter in time. But I need to warn you of something now, and this is fundamental so that you do not fail again. There exists a silent enemy inside you that will sabotage all of this if you do not unmask it this morning. This enemy is called inner talking. It is that little voice that does not stop, that continuous narration inside your head that comments on everything, that complains about everything, that doubts everything. You leave the SATS exercise, you feel a beautiful peace, and 2 hours later you are driving in traffic, mentally fighting with someone, repeating the same old phrases of defeat. No one values me. No one loves me. I cannot do it. It is difficult for me. It has always been this way. It is my destiny. Each of these phrases, listen well now, is a judicial sentence. You are sentencing yourself to remain exactly where you are. Inner talking is the silent tribunal where your reality is judged every day. And the judge is you. And the witness is you. And the defendant is you. And the sentence upon which you strike the gavel is the life you will live tomorrow. That is why Neville Goddard repeated, until almost shouting in some of his lectures, revise your inner talking. Take every phrase of defeat that comes automatically out of your mouth and your mind and replace it at the exact moment it appears with the phrase of the fulfilled state. You no longer say, "I cannot." You say, "I can, it is done." You no longer say, "It is difficult." You say, "It is light, it is happening." You no longer say, "No one loves me." You say, "I am deeply loved now, at this very moment." And here enters another powerful technique that few masters teach in Brazil. It is called revision. Before sleeping, after doing your SATs, you revise your day. But you do not revise it as it actually happened. You revise it as it should have happened. That argument with your husband, you revise it, transforming it into a conversation full of love and patience. That reprimand from the boss, you revise it, transforming it into a public compliment. That financial tightness of the day, you revise it, transforming it into a calm sensation of abundance. Why? Because the subconscious does not distinguish the real from the imagined. It never has. It never will. And when you sleep revising the day in a better way, you are, literally, rewriting the past in the 4th dimension. And the rewritten past generates a different present, and a different present generates a completely new future. This is what the ancient mystics called true redemption. It is not an abstract religious redemption. It is an operational, practical redemption that you execute every night before sleeping, in the silence of your room. You redeem your days, you redeem your lost encounters, you redeem your most painful losses, and over the course of a few weeks, your life begins to reorganize itself as if an invisible hand were passing an eraser over all the wrong chapters of the book of your existence. But listen, And this is extremely important because it is where the majority of Brazilians stumble and give up. You cannot do this once in a while. You cannot apply these techniques only when you remember. The law of assumption is a law, just like the law of gravity. It is operating all the time whether you want it to or not. Every feeling that passes through your chest is a registered decree. Every internal conversation you have is a formalized request. Every mental scene you rehearse is an order to the universe. That is why persistence is the heart of everything. It is not the momentary intensity of an inspired night. It is the silent continuity of a feeling maintained. It is the loving vigilance of the state. If you have 10 minutes of radiant faith and 23 hours and 50 minutes of fear, scarcity, and doubt, the result will be proportional to what dominated your field. And that is why so many good people, people with beautiful hearts, people who pray every Sunday in church, continue suffering on Monday. It is not a lack of God. It is not a lack of faith. It is a lack of mastery of the state of consciousness. It is a lack of government over one's own inner talking. And it is at this exact point that I need to tell you something serious, looking into your spiritual eyes. Still, this morning, you are being called for something greater than you imagine. You are not watching this video out of curiosity. You are watching because someone needs you. Someone in your family, someone in your circle, someone in your life is crossing a dark night now. And your spiritual transformation is the light that will pull that person out of the hole where they are. You are the key. You are the portal. And if you do not awaken first, that person will never awaken. Think of your mother aging. Think of your confused son. Think of your distant brother. Think of your spouse who stopped dreaming so long ago. Do you really think it is a coincidence that you were chosen for this mission of awakening first? It is not. Archangel Michael, who rules over protection and spiritual warfare, is at your door today. He is waiting for you to assume your place as the guardian of your home. And the place of guardian is not occupied with empty words. It is occupied with the state of consciousness. You become the source of peace of the house. You become the high frequency in the midst of low waves. You become the lighthouse in the midst of the family storm. Let us advance to the deepest part now, because I feel that your heart is open as it has never been. There exists a layer of the law of assumption that very few teachers teach because it requires spiritual courage, and that layer is the detachment from the how. You cannot, under any circumstances, try to control how your wish will arrive. You cannot predetermine the route of the miracle. You cannot say to the universe, I want this money, but only if it comes from that specific client. I want this love, but only if it is that specific person. I want the healing, but only if it is by that specific method. When you do this, you are strangling the bridge of incidents with your own hands. You are saying to the universe, I know more than you how to organize my life. And then the universe, respecting your free will, simply stops moving the pieces. Your role is to feel the end of the story, to feel the wish fulfilled, to feel as if it has already happened completely. The path, the logistics, the details are the task of the greater intelligence that governs everything. To trust in this is the most difficult act for the Brazilian, who grew up distrusting everything, fighting for everything, battling for everything, sweating for every crumb. But listen with attention. The law of assumption does not reward the struggle. It rewards the right feeling maintained with persistence. And here comes one of the greatest revelations of this entire morning. You do not need to deserve it. Stop now, breathe deeply, and absorb this in the depths of your soul. You do not need to deserve it. The universe is not a system of merit. The universe is a system of mirroring. It delivers to you that which you assume you are now, at this moment. It does not matter what you did in the past. It does not matter how much you erred in the last 10 years. It does not matter how much you hated yourself in silence. In the instant you assume the state of consciousness of the wish fulfilled, the universe begins to deliver. Because it has no memory of your errors, it only has a mirror of your current state. That is why I Am is the most powerful name of God. Because every time you say I am, you are not describing your reality. You are creating it. You are sculpting the future with the most sacred of tools, your own affirmation. I am blessed. I am prosperous. I am loved. I am healed. I am guided. I am protected. Each of these phrases, said with real feeling in the chest, is a decree that resonates through the fourth dimension until it materializes in the physical world. But listen with attention, and this is vital. I am does not work if your emotion contradicts your word. You can spend the entire day saying I am prosperous, but if every time you say this your chest tightens, your body contracts, and inside you feel the fear of the bill arriving, then your feeling is cancelling your word in the same instant, and the feeling always wins, always. The secret, once again, is to align the feeling to the word. It is to feel upon saying I am prosperous. The lightness, the relief, the gratitude, the expansion in the chest, like one who breathes for the first time. It is to smile genuinely upon saying it. It is to let the body participate. And that is why this morning is so special and so unique, because you are not alone. Archangel Michael did not come here to observe you from afar like a tourist. He came here to equip you for the mission. He came here to remind you of who you truly are. You are, in the deepest part of yourself, a co-creator of reality. You were made in the image and likeness of the Creator. And this is not a beautiful phrase kept at the beginning of the Bible to be memorized. It is an operational description of your power. You were made with the same faculty of creating through the word, through the image, through the feeling. And what separates the one who creates from the one who suffers is not talent. It is not luck. It is not a special blessing. It is consciousness. It is the awakening of this consciousness. It is the consistent application of this consciousness. And to close this sacred night that will never return, I want to deliver to you a small final protocol. Note it mentally, because you will apply this still this morning before closing your eyes. First, you will choose a single wish. 1, not 3, not 5. 1. Because focus multiplies spiritual strength. Second, you will construct a short scene of 5 seconds that proves this wish fulfilled. Third, you will lie down, relax the body, and enter that scene with all senses open. Fourth, you will feel in the chest the deep gratitude of already done, of it is ready. Fifth, you will sleep in that feeling, without turning back, without doubting, without asking how it will happen. And sixth, on the following day, and on every day of the week, you will watch your inner talking and your emotion, so as not to cancel the decree with your own words. If you do this for 7 nights without failing a single time, I guarantee, by the authority of the masters I have studied my entire life, that your life will begin to reorganize itself in ways you never dreamed. You will see, in the coming days, signs appearing. You will see strange coincidences that were not meant to be coincidence. You will see people appearing out of nowhere with the right offer. You will see opportunities that seemed impossible materializing, and you will feel, in the midst of all this, the old urge to doubt. You will feel the old fear return knocking at the door. You will want to interpret it as luck or chance. Do not do this. Recognize what is happening. Say aloud, alone in your room, it is the bridge of incidents. It is the universe responding. It is God in motion in my life. And smile, because you are finally harvesting that which you have always had the right to harvest since the day you were born on this earth. Before you turn off this video, listen to this last word, because it is not mine, it is heaven speaking through me to you this morning. If you reached this point, it is because your name was pronounced up there even before you were born. This message did not find you by chance. You are the chosen one to awaken your house. That is why I prepared the powerful digital book for you, How to Know If God Will Save You at the Final Judgment. It is in the first link of the description and pinned at the top of the comments. Inside there is the complete protocol of the 7 nights. The SATS exercise is detailed step by step, the silent prayers, and the reprogramming dialogues that will accelerate everything you heard here. Do not postpone, take it now before this door closes, before this video goes offline, before inertia pulls you back to the same place as yesterday. And as a decree of acceptance of this new reality that begins today, leave in the comments the word Amen. May it seal in the invisible field the awakening that happened this morning in your life. And may you, upon waking tomorrow, no longer be the same. May you be at last the one who occupies, the one who feels, the one who receives.